So here I am now, and it's 7:25 now because I've already been packing and getting dressed and everything. I've got just about all my stuff together. I'm just packing up my bike. I don't know if the restaurant's open or not. I'm not really overly hungry yet, but I could always use a cup of tea. I like to start my day with a cup of tea, and I'll see if I can get that. If not, then I'll hit the road. I think it's a lot of highway today, so it's going to be harder to find places to pull over, but maybe they'll have rest stops or something since it is the Trans-Canada. We've got a foggy morning. It looked like it rained a little bit on the bike because it was pretty wet, but not too bad. It's not like soaking. There's not puddles or anything. I can feel a few drops, but it could be just morning mist. So we're going to pack the bike up and we are heading west. Cars on my ass and heavy fog. Like I've seen heavier, but it's pretty heavy. It's not what you call raining, but it's misting, and the road is misty wet, and there's fast moving traffic keeps coming up my ass, and I don't want to go very fast for a couple of reasons. One, the fog; two, the misty wet roads; and three, the possibility of moose on the road. So this is not going to be my funnest ride, but you have to do this ride to get across the island. There's really not much other choice. There's no more scenic roads to take. So as far as rain and visibility conditions go, I'm doing things differently on this trip. I've just put away all the sunglasses, whether they were the night vision glasses or the regular sunglasses, and I'm not doing sunglasses. They were hurting my nose too much, as I was saying before, several episodes by now ago, and I'm going with the visor. Usually I never did this. I always felt like I couldn't breathe with the visor down, but it's pretty good when you're traveling out on the road like this. And I've treated the visor with water repel stuff and anti-fog stuff, which is not flawless, but I'm hoping it helps anyway. At least it helps the rain kind of run off of your vision. And it's up a little crack at the bottom too. So it's open about maybe, well, when it's foggy or rainy conditions like this, I've opened it about maybe 3/4 of an inch at the bottom. And lots of air is coming up and helping to defog it. And it seems to be working, like for this whole trip, even on the hot sunny parts. It seems to be working, and I don't have to have anything on my eyes. And it's giving my bridge of my nose a break and all that kind of stuff. So, I'm doing it this way for now, and it seems to be working out okay. I can see pretty good now. The visor has a tinting into it, so I don't have to worry about sun glare. And we haven't tested it in heavy rain yet. I don't know how that's going to go. Like I said, I'm hitting mist and I'm hitting fog. Haven't hit any heavy rain. Well, I come upon an Ultramar. I just passed a Robin's Donuts. I probably should have gone in there. I haven't had my morning tea or coffee, but I felt like I was okay just yet. And I think on the highway there's going to be more opportunities. So we'll press on a little bit yet. There's a restaurant in there, but it's not really what I was looking for. Anyway, let's get some gas. I'm only down a couple of bucks, but might as well top her up for the day. One thing I don't see on this highway is trucks. It's like being on the 401 with no trucks, which is pretty cool that way. Of course, now I have a truck behind me, but what made me think of that is that's the first truck I've seen. And I'm sure, Newfoundland's got trucks going back and forth, but certainly nothing like on the mainland. Oh, looks like we've just driven out of the cloud. Driven out of the cloud. We've got sunshine, some blue sky. I might be able to pick up the pace a bit now. It's the first major town we're coming into, and it's got Tim Hortons and all that, but you know, I'm kind of hungry. I haven't eaten yet, and I don't want to wait like 45 minutes in line just to have Tim Horton food. So there's lots of other little restaurants around and stuff. Not even sure what I want. Maybe some nice little bacon and eggs or something would be nice. So I'm gonna look around for something a little nicer. Hey, that was weird. There was supposed to be like all these restaurants and stuff, all these signs saying this restaurant, that restaurant when I was coming in, and all I saw was a Tim Hortons and a little gas side stop, and there were no side streets to go into town or nothing. I just passed right through and I went, well, I'm hungry and I gotta stop. There was a Tim Hortons there, but like I said, I wanted to avoid it. And I'm going back, trying to figure out what did I miss, because I thought Clarendon was a big town. I mean, it's got a police station, it's got all kinds of big hotels there, really nice looking hotels. But I just saw like a hotel restaurant maybe. Well, I'm gonna have to go back to where that Circle K was. But I just thought there was more to it. I thought I was gonna find like a little restaurant or something like that, and all I see is this. This is it. There's the Quiznos, there's the Orange Store. So I'm gonna have to go into Timmy's. There's something up here said restaurant. I'm gonna check it out first. But it's a friggin' Circle K. Oh yeah, there's a bit of a diner kind of thing in there. Alright, let's give that a shot. Let's figure out where I could park. One thing a little different I found about on Newfoundland is all over the place, everywhere there's a store or a hotel or anywhere, there's these muster station signs, and all I could figure is, I guess if there's a fire or something, that's where everybody goes to get picked up, evacuated. I don't know, never seen that before, but they're everywhere. So I just stopped and had breakfast at that little diner there, and I put up a little post on my Facebook because just a thought for the day, and maybe you don't care, but you know, I pull in there and yeah, like there's like people waiting in line out the door for Tim Horton food next door, and then I go into that little diner and there's like nobody. She's like, sit wherever you like. Brought me a bacon and egg breakfast, coffee right away, and the price was no more than Tim Hortons would have charged. Like it's basically averaging out to about 20 bucks every time I stop for a meal, if it's a little restaurant or something like that. It's 20 bucks. That includes your little tip and everything. Dammable trail. You know, I'm tempted to try a trail, but you know, even when I have a lot of extra time today, and it's beautiful weather, but I just don't like the idea of leaving the bike and all the stuff alone while I go on a trail hike. Just out alone in the middle of nowhere, some parking spot. God knows who's going to go rummaging through my stuff or even figure out a way to take my bike. And boy, would I ever be screwed if that happened. Well, I've just entered the Terra Nova National Park. I don't know if there's much for me to do here, but I did take the advice of Jim and I got myself a park pass. Well, this must be a pretty big park. I just saw a sign that said the visitor center is coming up in 30 kilometers. Okay, new rule. This is how we're going to get by that problem. Anytime I see a right turn coming up, I'm just going to take it. and if it turns out to be nothing, I'll just turn around and get back on the highway. Alright, so I did it. So I took the next thing that was a right turn, as long as it's paved. It says Ochre Hill. It said that there's a trail and there's a lookout and stuff. So here I am going up this pretty reasonably for a national park, not bad, paved road, and I know it heads toward the water. So come on, let's do some exploring. Yeah, well, I mean, I might be able to park it here, but let's just see. Just see if that works. That should be okay there. I got the parking brake on. It's not leaning too severely, but not too straight either. As long as that parking brake holds, we should be okay. Alright, after getting the bike precariously perched, hopefully it's going to be alright. We'll have a little look around. This over here looks like an ancient cemetery, or is it something else? Maybe it's just something for the park guys. Something that's fenced in. I don't know. All I see is a couple old concrete blocks. Well, I didn't come here to see that. So I'm assuming, I think that goes on the trail, and we ain't gonna do all that. I got my hiking gear off. There's no one around. I've got everything off the bike and kind of locked up. That should be fine. Now, I'm not real good with height, but we'll see what we can do about this fire tower. See if we can get up it for a little lookout. Usually I stay on the ground because I'm okay like up in a skyrise building or something like that. But when it's just kind of like a narrow open staircase like that goes up and up and up, and it starts getting wobbly and stuff, it does kind of bother me a bit. Whew. Guess I needed some exercise. Haven't been hiking much lately. Oh, we got a view out here. Whew. Can see the highway. Whew. Well, there's a smaller lookout bench if I don't want to go up the big scary lookout tower. I'm sure the younger ones would want to do that. Maybe that's what I'll do. Because like I said, it's just going up those rickety steps all the way to that little wee room up there. Sorry, I know you'd like to see the view and all, but... Alright, so how do I get to that one? How am I supposed to get over there? Or is that part of the trail that goes up? Whew. Well, now I'm really euchred. Alright, let's look over here. I wonder if that's what that trail does. But I don't want to walk 10 miles just to get to it. And does that mean we have to go up this way? Well, let's see what it says. Volcanoes on the rock. Ochre Hill is the ice-carved stump of volcano, creating the Precambrian area more than 500 million years ago, as Newfoundland was forming and developing. Notice the unique rock formation you're standing on. Not only is this place a hilltop and it's barren, it's a sensitive habitat type, but it also has many fascinating features, including the conglomerate rock at your feet. So if you look at this rock, not that I'm a geologist, that's Nora Lee's forte, but the rock is made of a gazillion other rocks, probably full of fossils too. And it's like rocks and mud, probably in the volcanic, like when this was a volcano. And this is basically volcanic slag that mixed with a bunch of rocks coming up, and then it hardened.
rather than one solid rock like granite or something you'd see. Anyway, maybe we can go part way up. Why don't we try that? See how I feel. And you have to bear with me if I don't want to go all the way. I used to do stuff like this when I was younger. And I know logically it's a good solid seat. I can already feel it wobbling. I know it's good metal and all that. But oh yeah, I don't want to do this. Alright. Hope you could see good enough from here. It probably wouldn't look that much different from the top anyway. Here's my road. Pretty cool. Alright, I'm going to take some stills. Oh, wait, there it is. There's a path to the other spot. Didn't see that. Alright, well, let's go do that. That's much more up my alley. So yeah, I suppose a lot of older folks come up here and whatnot. Dragonflies. I don't mind dragonflies. They eat all the skitters and black flies. So we can have lots of dragonflies. We're okay with that. There, I just didn't see this boardwalk over here, and that's what we want. Something a little tamer for the older folks like me. All right, let's go up here and have a look. There's a sign about the moose effect. Moose are not native to Newfoundland. They were introduced in 1904 with no natural predators. Their population's grown unchecked to an estimated 115,000 island-wide. Overbrowsing of the plants and trees by the moose negatively impacts the forest health and reduces new growth. So they're kind of overeating the forest a bit. But there's a lot of forest for them to eat. Most of the forest has been impacted by moose browsing, with 13 square kilometers completely transformed into open grassy field. Oh, they haven't seen the Avalon I just went across. Park Canada's Moose Management Program. Blah, 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 whatever. So the moose are eating all the trees and stuff. But no, I was wondering that. I was thinking, how did the moose get here? That's an awful long... If it's 7 hours by ferry at the shortest crossing, how would a moose get all the way across? So they obviously caught some moose and brought them over in 1904. See, I would take the family up here. The girls probably would brave the tower, but this is good enough for me. Now you can see. This is the interior of Newfoundland. But if you look to the north, you can see the waterways. So we're not too far from the main waterways. You can see huge lakes down there. Oh yeah, I can see why moose would love this area. Although the trees don't grow that big. It's just like short stunted spruce and stuff like that, and hemlock, and they don't really grow that abundantly or that tall, probably because of the climate. If the climate was like it is now today all the time, it'd be a very different story. But this is actually, like I say, a very short season that it's actually this warm and this sunny out, and it's usually cold and foggy and rainy or winter. All right, I'm gonna take some stills, but I'm sure you can check that out, eh? Wow, there's still some land left in the world.